guys, how are y'all doing today? I hope you guys are doing great. Well, today I come to you with my wig. You know, I realized I was like, it's October. Hold on, let me get my microphone out of my wig. I was like, it's October and I haven't even worn one wig on my videos. I should have worn wigs all month long. Like I already did 2 videos that I could have been wearing wigs. I'm like, it's literally the month where I can use an excuse to wear my wigs, and I haven't even done that. But so that's why I'm wearing it now. So from now on my videos for October, I'm going to be using my wigs. Maybe even after that. I really do like them. But anyway, today I come to you with another scary story that I want to tell you guys. And if you're new on my channel, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. I do a little bit of everything here on my channel. This month though, I'm doing a little bit different content. I'm just doing spooky stuff, telling spooky stories that have happened to me and just, you know, stuff like that, like spooky stuff for Halloween, scary stuff. That is kind of scary because it actually did happen to me. So yeah, I got a lot of those stories, but here's another one. And then hopefully you'll learn from this story too, because it's something that I think that people could learn from to not make the same mistakes as me. So today I'm going to tell you guys about whenever I talked my mom into buying me a Ouija board. So when I was young, I think I was like in junior high. I was like probably like 15. I wanted a Ouija board because I just heard all the fuss about it. You know, I was like, I want to know if it works. I want to know like if it really moves, because I had seen it like on shows on TV and I was like, I want to try it. I want to know if it really works. You know, I honestly didn't think that it was going to work. I was like, it's probably just a bunch of lies. Anyway, I talked my mom into buying me one. I remember we went to, I don't know if it was Toys R Us or I don't know what kind of toy store it was. It was at the mall and it was a toy store. And they had these games there. They're like, you know, game boards. So they had where the game boards were, they had it there. I remember that on the box it said, it's only a game, or is it? So I was like, I have to find out if it's real. I have to find out. So anyway, I bought this Ouija board. It was only like 20 bucks or something. It was pretty cheap. I remember I took it home and right away oh, you know what? I wanted to turn on the candle again. I had it on and then I turned it off and then I'm turning it back on. Should I just tell the story like this? But it's better with the light, with the candle, right? Oh, I just can't. Oh my gosh. I can't do it because of my nails, because they're so long. So I just can't do it because they like catch on fire. Ah, I can't do it. I had it on a while ago and I turned it off. And now I need to turn it back on, but I can't do it. My nail just won't let me. Girls, y'all that wear long nails all the time, how did y'all do it? How do y'all do it? How do y'all do it? I'll burn myself trying to not burn my nail down. I don't know how y'all girls do it with these long nails. These are press-ons, okay? I'm going to take them off after the video. I don't know how y'all can do everything with these long fingernails on. But anyway, let's turn off the light so it can be more spooky. Yeah, so let me turn it off. Oh, this is way better. Okay, so anyway, we got to get a little bit more spooky here. Anyway, so I talked my mom into buying the Ouija board for me. I took it home right away. I took it out of the packaging and I was like, I have to see if this is real. I have to see if it works. And I remember I took it out and I was playing with it and I was asking it questions. It was kind of moving, but not really. And I was like, maybe it just doesn't work good because it's just me. You know, I know that they say you should never play with it by yourself. So I was like, maybe if I go to my friend's house and we play it together, maybe like, you know, it'll work better. So I took it to my friend's house. I was going to go over there for the whole weekend and I took it to my friend's house. And I told her, I got a Ouija board. You want to play with it? And she's like, yeah, bring it. And so I brought it over there. And we were taking turns playing with it. And then we both started playing with it. When we both started playing with it, it started moving faster. So we would ask it questions and it would go to yes or no, or it would spell words out. And then I was like, stop moving it. And she's like, I'm not moving it. She's like, you're moving it. I'm like, no, I'm not moving it. You're moving it. So we were just like back and forth with like blaming each other who was moving it because we couldn't believe that it was actually moving. We would take turns, like I would do it by myself and then she would do it by herself. Then I noticed when I would do it by myself, it would move slower. And when she would do it, it would go faster. And I was like, well, that's not fair. And I told her, I said, ask it why when I move it, it moves slower. And she asked it why whenever my friend moves, you move slower. And it spelled out the word Jesus. I swear I'm not making this up. I promise I'm not making this up. It really did say that. And then I was like, okay. And then after that, I was like, oh, this is dumb. Just like, I felt bad because I was like, well, if it doesn't move fast for me because of Jesus is protecting me, then what about her? Like I just felt bad. And I was like, this is probably isn't even real. I'm like, let's just not play with it anymore. And then she was like, yeah. And we just left it there. And, we just went about our whatever we were going to do. I was going to spend the night there the whole weekend. And I remember the way we would sleep because we would stay up like really late watching movies and all of that. And she would sleep on her bed and I would like sleep on the floor in a little mattress. Well, that night she started having a nightmare. And I could hear her like, whenever people are having nightmares, like, oh, like making noises. And I could hear her. And then I was like, I hit the bed and I was like, hey, hey, hey. And I was like, trying to wake her up. She's like, oh, screaming or whatever. And then all of a sudden she sat up and I thought she woke up, when she sat up and she started like saying something. But I don't know what she was saying, but it sounded like she was reciting something. Like she was saying something like, blah, 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 like really fast. I almost want to say it was something like off of the Bible or something, but I can't tell you like what book or like what part of the Bible it was. But it was something that similar to something like that. Like for example, and this is not what she said, but this is like an example. Say she sat up and she started saying, Holy Father can't even say it. Holy Father that art in heaven, like stuff like that, but like really, really fast. And I was like, okay, like I thought she was up, but she wasn't. And then whenever she did that, I was like, I hit the bed and I was like, hey, what are you doing? And she like snapped out of it. And I said, what? You were having a nightmare. And I was like, what were you saying? And she's like, I don't know. And she just laid back down. So I was like, okay, that was weird. And so I went back to sleep too. And then in the morning when we got up, I told her, I said, you had an ugly nightmare last night. And then she's like, I know. And I'm like, oh, you remember it? And she's like, yeah, I remember it. She's like, it was really ugly. And I was like, what happened? Like, what did you dream? She said, I was having a nightmare that somebody was pulling my legs. She's like, and they were saying like really nasty things to me. I could feel somebody like pulling my legs. And I was like, do you remember what you were saying? She's like, no, I don't remember. She's like, I know I said something, but I don't know what I was saying. She's like, and then this morning when I went to the bathroom, she's like, look. And she pulled up her shorts and she had scratches on her legs. And I was like, oh, heck no. I was like, you know what? I said, we're not going to play with that thing anymore. I was like, I bet you anything it was because of that, because we were playing with that. We were like, how do I get rid of it? Like, and it said you're not supposed to throw it away, that you're supposed to either give it away or burn it. And I was like, well, I'm going to have to burn it because like, who am I going to give it to? Like, nobody's going to want it, Anyway, I took it back home. I had it there on top of my closet for a long time, for a couple of weeks. At night, I always like to keep water by my bed, whether it's a glass of water or a bottle of water. Well, nowadays it's a bottle of water. Back then, I would keep a glass. And so like at night, I, would get up and take a drink of water. Well, that night I got up and I was about to take a drink of water when I felt someone put their 5 fingers or something grab my shoulder. And I felt it, and I know it was a hand because I could feel it like this. 1 finger at a time. And they squeezed my shoulder. And I got so scared. I remember that I just went back on the bed. I covered my head and I was like, please let it go away. Please let it go away. And I would always pray, God, please help me. Please let this go away. And let it be nothing. Let it be gone. Let it be gone. And then I like uncovered myself and I looked around and I don't even remember turning on the light. I just knew that there was something that wasn't human there, that wasn't real, that something evil, or I don't know. I remember just praying myself back to sleep. That was really scary. And I knew that it was because of the Ouija board, you know. I don't know what we unleashed or what we, not unleashed, but like, you know, because we were messing with that. So anyway, I was like, I need to find a way to get rid of it. I don't know how to get rid of it. I don't want to throw it away. My dilemma, you know, I want to burn it, but like, I can't just like burn a Ouija board. Like I need to know how, or like, what do I have to do? You know, like I was like kind of like freaking out. Like, how do I get rid of this? I don't want it, you know, because it really did scare me a lot. I remember my nieces called me and my nephew, and me and my nieces and my nephew are like the same age. They're like a little bit younger than me, but we're basically the same age. And so they're like, hey, you used to have that Ouija board? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, we want to play with it. Bring it over here. And I was like, no, I was like, we shouldn't play with it. Like, it's like there's stuff that's already happened. And I just think it's real. And I don't want to mess with it anymore. And they're like, just bring it. Just bring it. And we want to play with it. And I was like, fine, you know. And I went over there with it. I was like, maybe like once I'm over there, I can like throw it away or like burn it or do something, you know. I remember that I got there and they were like, okay, come in. Because we were trying to be real quiet. Because my sister was in her room. She was trying to go to sleep. And they were like, come on, come on. There was nobody else in the house. So we all went to the room, to the other room. We were trying to be, like I said, extra quiet because my sister was over there trying to go to sleep. And we didn't want her to know that we were playing with that. So anyway, we started playing with it. And like I said, we were trying to be really quiet. And my nephew's like, my other friend's coming too. He wants to play with it. And I was like, fine, whatever. We started playing with it and it started moving and like telling us whatever we were asking. And I told them, I said, look, it's real. Look, it moves. And they were all freaking out like, oh my God, it does. And anyway, mind you, like I said, there was nobody in the house. It was just us. And then my sister was in her room and trying to sleep. And then all of a sudden we hear my sister get up. And like we get the Ouija board and we just like throw it under the bed. And we're like, okay, like we're going to pretend that we weren't playing with that. So we were just there and like we put the Ouija board under the bed. And then my sister opens the door and she's all like, y'all don't even let me sleep. She's like, I'm trying to sleep and y'all don't even let me sleep, slamming all the doors all over the house. We just looked at each other like, literally, we were trying to be as quiet as possible. What? How? What? It freaked us out. So we were like, nope. Nope. We're not going to play with that anymore. I got it and we walked outside. And then my nephew's friend was getting there. And he's all like, I was coming over here and I got beat up on the way. Like he got jumped by some guys and they beat him up. And we were like, oh my God, like what if it was because we were playing with that? And I felt kind of bad because I was like, what if, you know, that happened because of, you know, because I bought that thing because we were messing with it. I ended up taking it back home. I don't know why I ended up taking it back home. I was trying to figure out a way on how to get rid of it because I didn't want it anymore. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go dump it in the trash. Like literally just going to go dump it in the trash. Then my cousin got there and she's all like, hey, you still have the Ouija board? And I was like, oh my God, like this does not end. I was like, yeah. And I was like, I'm trying to get rid of it. I'm like, I don't know how to get rid of it. I need to throw it away or something. And she's like, no, don't throw it away. I want it. And I'm like, no. I was like, you don't want it. I was like, no. I was like, it's real. Like, you probably think it's a game. I'm like, but it's not. It's real. Like, it's bad. Like, bad things happen. Like, it's just, no. She's like, no, it's because I want to ask it some questions and whatever. She's like, just give it to me. And I'm like, okay, fine. I was like, but if you ever want to get rid of it, you have to burn it. I'm like, just burn it if you ever want to get rid of it. And she's like, okay, I will. And she took it, and I'm not going to say what happened in her life or her story, because that's not my story to tell. But I will tell you this. They ended up burning it. They ended up burning it. I tell you now, don't play with those things. You think it's a game? No, it's not. It's not. You can awaken things, or not awaken, but you can unleash something that's not good. Just don't play with that stuff. All this I tell you to learn from what I went through, and don't think this is cool. You know, this is not cool. It was freaking scary. Anyway, I'm turning off this candle now in the name of Jesus. Okay, I'm gonna turn on the light again. Oh, it's bright. I always get it, and when I first turn it back on, it's so bright. I'm like, no, we don't need that brightness. It's okay, we don't need it to be that bright. I don't even know how my wig looks now from being in the dark. But yeah, guys, so don't mess with that stuff. Don't play with that stuff. Don't play with those things that can call on spirits that are not good, that could be here to scare you, to harm you, to cause havoc. You know, the spirit world does exist. There's spirits that are bad, and that will try to do bad things, that can even possess you. I mean, there's a number of things, and I know that maybe some of you don't believe in that, but I'm here to tell you that it's real. Don't play with that stuff. Don't mess with that stuff. You know, play something else. Even watch movies that are kind of scary. You know, I'm not saying that everything that is like of horror or whatever is bad. I don't watch certain movies. There are certain movies that are just too much, that I feel like they can open portals, and also if you see them or if you bring them in your home. But there's movies that are like kind of scary, that are, you know, okay. But then there's other stuff that's really dark, that's in no way, shape, or form should be even made, I think. But, you know, they do, because there's people that like to watch it. And to me, that it opens portals. That is just something that shouldn't be messed with. And so are Ouija boards. Don't play with them. Don't buy them. I'm telling you right now, that stuff is real, and it doesn't bring anything good to you, to anybody around you. Just don't mess with that stuff. Like, I know I'm here telling you scary stories of stuff that's happened to me, but really, guys, really don't mess with that. Don't mess with that stuff. It's not worth it, you know? It's not worth it, because like, scary stuff does happen, and there's no need to bring that in your home, in your life. Just don't. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will be back next week with another scary story and another wig. I really do like wearing my wigs, and I'm glad I remembered. And on the last video of October, guys, I'm going to tell you guys another scary story, but I'm also going to show you guys my Halloween outfit. I was supposed to be a fairy, because that's what I wanted to be, a fairy, but then I couldn't find anything fairy that was appropriate with my age, and so I ended up just buying this skirt that I thought would be a good fairy skirt, but ended up looking like more like a vampire or a witch, or I don't even know, but we'll see how it turns out. And if it turns out cute, I'll show it to y'all. But anyway, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching this video. Take care of yourselves and each other. I will see you guys next week with another scary story. Bye.